Hi everyone. So today we have my Batik arrowhead, who has very much made it known that he wants a new pot. So I waited till he was pretty much dry before we're going to take him out. And I believe this guy, I was surprised. I'm pretty sure I was walking through Home Depot, and you know, always have to browse at the plants. And I love arrowhead plants. Look at that, we got some roots in there. And I was super excited to find this guy because I had wanted one of these and I thought I was going to have to order one. And look at this. We have some plant that is growing in the pot along with it, and I have no idea what it is. But I also was worried that he might be throwing some yellow leaves, because he also has this mesh. So I wanted to get that off today too, as we put him in a bigger pot. Now I'm not messing too much with his established roots. Just kind of getting what's out of here that is loose. And then I'm gently gonna pull the mesh off so that I don't interfere with any of the fine roots. But as you can tell, this guy did not seem to have too much of a problem with the mesh. Some plants will keep all their roots within this original little plug or pod, whatever you like to refer to it as, and they won't keep growing. This guy did not have that problem, so that's great. He just needs a bigger pot because we got some very nice roots. I am going to pull off a little bit of where I was seeing the yellowing. Like I said, pull some of this mesh out. So I think I'm going to trim, well, I was going to trim them, but they're a little dry. You can tell these ones are starting to yellow. Those ones look okay. I got a few little dry ones in here. So while I have the time, I'm just gonna clean out some of that dry. I mean, you don't have to. You can leave it as is because you figure if the plant would be in nature, no one would be there to pull out all the little dry, crusty pieces. But me, my preference, I just like to clean them up a bit. I prefer the look of, you know, not all the dry stuff. I don't do it all the time to interfere with the plant too much, but something like this, and a lot of this was probably the original growth that I'm just removing. And I see lots of new little green shoots coming up all around. So that's a good sign too. That means we're gonna keep on growing and getting more growth. Now, like I said, I have not had this guy very long, so I am actually going to keep the soil he was in and then add to it, because this soil is not old. And I guess when you have as many plants as me, you have to be, you know, frugal sometimes. This is charcoal, activated charcoal, or carbon as it's known as. It's wet, which is why I'm not touching it, because I rinsed it. I want to mix some layers of that in. I want to add a little more perlite as I mix up these layers, since she's getting bigger. Let's see. It is probably, as you can tell, I'm losing a lot of the fine soil at the bottom. I think I actually put a tiny too much in. Take them out, and we'll fill it around here. There we go. Whoops. Maybe still a tiny bit too high. I don't want his, I've noticed with a lot of the different arrowheads I find, they don't love when their top roots are sticking out, but that seems to happen a lot with the plants from Home Depot and Lowe's. So I want to make sure I don't put them too deep, but high enough that we cover those roots. And I'm going to use a chunky mix that I have pre-mixed. So these guys, once again, they don't, they like airy soil, but they, you know, need to be able to dry out. Mix some of that in. And mix topsoil in. Some more perlite. A little more charcoal. Mix it in the whole way around. I'm just going to add a smidge more topsoil. Here we go. I think he will be much happier. I might have to add a tiny bit of soil the first time I water him. We'll see how much compact. But hopefully the chunky mix in there with the orchard bark will still keep room. So, you're the beautiful Batik. Getting a new pot because it definitely outgrew the little pot. Oh, I was going to show you guys in the little pot that I dropped it. The little pot it was in before. I went up about, I would say 1 inch the whole way around.